Act II, Scene 1. Lights go up at Lori's house in the kitchen.
Dad, lunch is ready.
A moment later.
Here we go. We've got 2 fish sandwiches and soup. Amber, get in here and eat your lunch.
Thank you, Boo.
Did you wash your hands?
Yes, Mama.
Good girl. Now sit down at the table next to your grandfather.
Frank has started to eat his sandwich.
Amber, you want to say grace?
Sorry.
He sets down his sandwich.
Okay. Jesus in heaven, thank you for this food, Grandpa coming to visit, and all the wonderful things you give us. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. I can't tell you how happy I am to be here, to see you both. Why, 2 years is far too long to go without seeing my granddaughter and my daughter.
Well, that will never happen again. I can't believe that jackass son of yours wouldn't let you visit last summer. Who does he think he is? I'm telling you, Dad, you got away just in time. He's a control freak. And this whole thing about threatening you with a nursing home, he's out of line.
You can say that again.
You're protected here, Daddy. Amber and I are here to make you feel at home and take good care of you. Isn't that right, Amber?
That's right. You'll be happy and safe with us here, Grandpa.
Well, it makes me very happy to be here. I couldn't breathe down there in New Orleans. Raymond, the maids, the lawyers, all controlling and thieving.
Well, we're going to take care of that. First thing we're going to do is fire that lawyer. Fire Deborah. You need people you can trust. We'll find you a good lawyer up here. And I'm going to shift to part-time work so I can be here with you during the day.
Grandpa, are you going to live with us now? Are you going to stay here forever?
Yes, honey. You are a very lucky girl. You're going to have your grandpa living right here with you. Isn't that wonderful?
Grandpa,
Yes, sweetie.
I want to go to camp with my friends this summer. Are you going to send me? Mama says you're going to send me. I don't want to stay here all summer. It's boring. I want to go to camp. Please?
Well, yeah, baby. I'm going to send you to camp this summer.
See, Amber? I told you that your grandpa wouldn't let you down. Daddy, you won't regret it. This Christian camp is a wonderful summer program.
Thanks, Grandpa.
They have arts and crafts and singing and Bible study.
Christian camp.
It's a great program. All the other parents that send their kids in the past rave about it. Thanks, Dad.
I see. You didn't mention anything about it being a Christian camp.
Yeah, it's a Christian camp.
Uh-huh.
Daddy, did you remember to take your pills?
What?
Your pills. Let me get them for you.
Grandpa, why do you have to take so much medicine?
Amber, that's Grandpa's business. Don't be nosy.
Oh, it's okay. I have to take medicine for my heart, and I have to take medicine because sometimes I forget things.
I hate medicine.
Oh, I'm right there with you on that.
Grandpa, when you're done eating, can you come outside and play, please?
Well, I'd love to, but I don't know if I'd be much fun.
Why not?
Well, because I'm old as dirt.
Oh,
Well, but I can sit and watch you play.
no, that doesn't sound like much fun. What do you do for fun, Grandpa?
Well, I don't know. I like to go to movies and eat popcorn, and I love to listen to music on the radio.
You know, many, many years ago, when your grandpa was a young man, he used to work on the radio.
Really? Did you sing on the radio? Did you sing songs? We could sing together. I have a radio that does karaoke.
No, sweetie, I didn't sing. No. I worked on the radio introducing people. They would play the music and sing.
Oh,
Amber loves to sing.
Well, if you want to put on a show, Amber, I could, I'd love to hear you sing. Maybe we could record it, too. Make a record.
yeah, that'd be fun. Let's do it now.
Not now, honey. We'll have plenty of time to do it later.
Mama, I want to go next door to Susan's house to play.
You finished your lunch?
No, I don't care. I want to go next door and play. I don't want to stay here all day. It's boring.
Okay, you can go next door, but behave. And I don't want you and Susan roaming around the neighborhood. You hear me?
How's Peaches doing?
Fine. Mama's doing fine.
Well, she never calls me anymore. The last time I spoke to her was a while ago.
Well, she's been busy. She's had some good acting opportunities in the last few years. Well, at her age, if you get an acting job, you take it. But she asks about you, you know.
She does.
Absolutely. She always says, how's Frankie doing? Still as cute as ever?
I like hearing that. What a woman, your mama. She's the one great love of my life. You know that.
I know, Daddy.
Well, you think she might come for a visit while I'm here?
Very possible. Well, I mean, once she learns that you're here with me, I'm sure she'll be very anxious to come stay with us. But I don't want you two sneaking between rooms, you hear me? I don't need no old people sex happening under my roof.
Well, when you get to be my age, you'll learn that old sex is better than no sex. Well, we'll get us a hotel.
What? I tell you, Will, you're gonna behave while you're...
Just then, there's a knock at the door. Lori goes to the door and calls out.
Who is it?
Max Tillman with Adult Protective Services. We'd like to have a word with you.
What is this about?
About your father, Mr. Marnier. Well, I'm with the sheriff out here. If your father is here, I need you to open the door right now so we can speak with him.
Well, he's here, but I don't understand.
Man, this is not a request. Under Illinois state law, you need to open this door right now.
Please come in. What did you say your name was?
Max Tillman with Adult Protective Services. And this is Deputy Sheriff Randall.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. So what exactly is this all about? My father is fine. We don't need any adult protection.
We're here to determine that ourselves. Good afternoon, sir. How are you feeling this afternoon?
I'm fine. What the hell is this about?
Well, I'm here to make sure that you're safe and being well cared for. We got a call from your son in New Orleans, and he said that you left New Orleans in the middle of the night under suspicious circumstances. You didn't tell your caregivers, doctors, or anyone else. You just left.
My father is his own person. He has the right to go wherever he wants. He doesn't need permission.
Ma'am, I need to have a conversation with your father alone.
What? Listen, you need to know the facts.
And that's what I'm here to find out.
My half-brother Raymond owns a damn whorehouse down in New Orleans. A whorehouse. Do you think that's the kind of person that should be caring for my father?
Once again, I need to speak with your father alone. Please step outside and I'll call you when we're done.
You can't throw me out of my own house. This is outrageous. My father is still able to make his own decisions. He is of sound mind. My father will not...
Ma'am, let's step outside, please. This is a requirement by law. All initial interviews with Adult Protective Services must be held in private. It's my responsibility to see that they are. Please.
Daddy, I'll be right outside. Don't be afraid. I'm not going to let them take you back to New Orleans. And don't let them bully you either. You've got the right to choose where you want to be.
Okay, Mr. Marinara?
That's Marnier, not marinara. I am not a goddamn can of tomato sauce.
Well, sorry, Mr. Marnier. I just want you to know that I'm here for your benefit. Given the concern of your family members in New Orleans, I need to ensure that you're here of your own free will and that you're not in a bad situation. Don't be afraid to tell me what's going on. What we discuss here will be held in complete confidence.
Confidence. I see.
Yes, complete confidence. I know that sometimes the dynamics of the family can be hard and confusing. I work with hundreds of seniors every year and I've seen it all. Rest assured that I'm only here to look out for your best interest.
My best interest.
Yes, Mr. Marnier, your best interest.
Why is it that everyone seems to think that they know my best interest? I'm 78 years old. I know my best interest better than anyone.
I understand your point of view, Mr. Marnier. Yet as folks get older, there's the potential for people to abuse them, take advantage of them, financially, physically, and emotionally. It's up my job to make sure that doesn't happen, okay?
I understand your job, but it seems like you're meddling in other people's business. You a Democrat?
Excuse me.
I asked if you was a Democrat. I used to be a Democrat, but then they started meddling in people's business. So you must be a Democrat since you're a meddler by profession.
Mr. Monnier, let me just ask you a few questions, and I'll let you get back to enjoying your Saturday. Once I'm sure you're safe and not being abused in any way, then I'll leave you, okay?
Go ahead. Start your meddling questions, Mr. Democrat.
First, are you here on your own will?
Yes, I'm here on my own will.
You sure?
Yeah, positive.
Do you want to be here with your daughter in
Of
Chicago?
course I do. Dumbass.
Excuse me?
Now, listen. If I didn't want to be here, I'd still be in New Orleans. I love it here.
And you feel you're well cared for?
Absolutely. I'm happy here for a visit.
So you consider your stay here to be a visit?
Yes, sir, it's just a visit for a while.
And you plan to return to New Orleans sometimes in the future?
That's what I said.
Okay, that's all fine, Mr. Monnier. You can understand that these are all important things for me to ask. Your family in New Orleans seems genuinely concerned for you.
Ah, my family in New Orleans concerned, please.
Regarding your situation in New Orleans, it sounds like you were very unhappy there. Was your son or anyone else there physically abusive to you?
No.
Were they emotionally abusive to you? Is that why you needed to get out?
Well, they were pushing me around. They wouldn't let me go to the bank, and they were forcing me to sign checks I didn't want to sign.
Really? You say they were forcing you to write checks?
That's right.
Well, that's serious, Mr. Marnier. I'll definitely follow up with your family in New Orleans. Like I said, I'm here to make sure your best interests are being served. One last question for you. If you don't feel secure in New Orleans, why do you plan to go back there at all?
Well, where else would I go?
Well, you can stay here in Chicago with your daughter.
Don't be ridiculous. It snows here. I ain't living in no damn snow.
I see. You prefer to be in a warmer climate.
Well, I'm from New Orleans. Born and raised. I ain't living permanent no place else but New Orleans. And I'm surely ain't gonna die no place else but New Orleans. I've been in Chicago before, Mr. Tillman. It's a nice town, but it ain't New Orleans. I can't even get a decent bowl of grits up here.
I suppose that's true. You're a little far north for grits.
Where are you from, Mr. Tillman?
I was born in Wyoming. Moved here about 15 years ago.
Well, that's why you ain't got no idea what the Sam hell I'm talking about.
Excuse me.
You ain't from nowhere, and you ain't never been nowhere. I live on Fontainebleau Drive in uptown New Orleans. That might not mean nothing to you, but it's my home. Been in my family a long time, not like one of these tract homes you have up here. When you look down Fontainebleau, you see homes with charm and class. You see 100-year-old oak trees busting through the cement sidewalk. That's my home.
I'm sure it's very nice.
I'm going back to New Orleans. When I decide to go back, you tell your lousy, control-monger son of mine that if he takes my house or my money, I'll sue him for everything he has, and tell my lawyer that he's fired. Goodbye, Mr. Tillman. Send my daughter back in on the way out.
We'll be watching out for you, Mr. Marnier. While you're here, I'll be checking in on you periodically. Here's my card. If you have any problems, don't hesitate to call.
Max turns to leave. Frank tears the card up and throws it on the table. Lights fade to dark. Scene 2. Lights come up on Frank's house in New Orleans. Raymond comes in, followed by Jeannie. He has a handful of mail in his hand.
How long are you going to keep Deborah on payroll?
Finding a quality caregiver ain't easy in this town. When Dad comes home, he'll need her. So I'm gonna keep paying her as long as I have to.
You going to send him all that mail?
Nah, it's just junk mail. I'll leave that for Pappy to wade through when he gets home, give him something to do for a few months.
It's amazing. Your father leaves quite the void when he's not around.
Yeah.
Any word at all from him?
No, but I've been speaking to Mr. Tillman at Adult Protective Services once a week. Sounds like he's been having lots of conversations with my wonderful half-sister Lori. Want a drink?
It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
And?
Okay, barman. Make me a vodka tonic with a crystal lime.
Coming right up. Get this. My sister told Dad, Mr. Tillman, she absolutely does not want to get mixed up in Frank's finances. She has her own money, and she is going to continue to work part-time on taking care of Frank.
And you think that's BS?
Of course it is. We're talking about my sister here, the mother of all sponges, so I had to give that man a little lesson in finance.
Oh dear. Were you your sweet, charming self?
Naturally. I said, look, you don't know what the hell you're dealing with, Mr. Tillman. In addition to watching my father's health, you better watch his money. If she ain't taking his money directly, you can bet your bullets she's taking it indirectly. If she ain't writing checks, well, she will run up his credit card, start selling his assets, invent something new you ain't never heard of. I said, don't take things at face value. We're from New Orleans. We invented creative financing.
So that was your lesson in finance.
Yeah. I thought it went pretty well. I think you got the picture.
Raymond hands her a drink.
Cheers, beautiful.
Cheers. So, what do you think your sister thinks of all this?
My sister?
Oh, come on, Raymond. You know Frank has been telling Lori and Adult Protective Services and everyone else that you've been stealing his money. I've been in this very house when he's pissing and moaning and complaining that the lawyers and the caregivers and you are all stealing from him. How do you think that sounds to your sister Lori?
Do you really think that I'm concerned with what's going on in her nutty brain?
Hey, I'm just saying, step back and get the big picture of all this drama. From my outside perspective, I see your father playing you against your sister. He tells her bad things about you, and he tells you bad things about her. I love your father dearly, but he is a drama queen. And he set this latest drama into motion. He chose to go to Chicago.
Yes, it was his choice, Smarty Pants, but that doesn't change the current situation. I can't simply leave my father in Chicago.
I think that you should call your sister.
What? My Lord, woman, you are driving me to drink.
No, really. I think you should call her and put your cards on the table. Talk about your father's behavior, talk about the trust, clear the air for God's sake, and find a common ground as to how you both best care for your aging father.
What family were you raised in?
Talk to your sister. What do you got to lose?
Look, Boo, the idea sounds great on paper, but that ain't gonna happen. We haven't spoken in 10 years, and we ain't gonna be speaking now. We don't speak, Jeannie. And speaking will be a prerequisite to this nutty idea of yours of calling my sister.
And what about your other sister, the one in New Mexico?
We don't speak either.
Jesus. How is it that brothers and sisters get to the point where they don't speak?
Jeannie?
Hey, you haven't always been at each other's throats. I've seen the picture of right here. When you were a kid, you spent a lot of time with your older sisters. It seemed like there was love, or at least civility. What the heck happened?
Nothing.
Oh, there must be a reason for the bad blood. Did she lock you outside naked when you were 12?
Jeannie?
Did she catch you masturbating with her Cosmo magazine?
Very funny. You really want to know?
Oh, yeah.
Look.
Yes, I'm all ears.
Amongst other things, she called my mama a liar.
Excuse me?
You heard me. She called my mama a liar.
You gotta be kidding me. She called your mama a liar. A big fat liar. And that's why you haven't spoken in over 10 years.
Yep. That's the story.
Oh my God. You guys are pathetic.
Well, that might be.
Well, all right, give me the details. When did all this happen exactly?
It was on my birthday, when I was turning 24.
On your birthday?
Yeah, right here in Pappy's house. My birthday and my half-sister Lori's birthday are 2 days apart. So that year, my dad decided it'd be a good idea if we have a nice big family dinner together to celebrate.
The three of you were here with your father for this celebration.
No, my father was not there yet. It was Lori, Leslie, and me. I remember my sister Lori spent the whole day cooking. We were waiting for my father to arrive so we could start dinner. I remember Lori calling me from the kitchen, "Raymond, call the restaurant and find out where the hell your father is." So I rang the restaurant. They said he had left, was on his way home. I went to the kitchen and told Lori. She was at the stove stirring something, and she says, "Well, they're probably lying." I have no idea why she would say something like that, but that's what she says. Well, they're probably lying. So I think I said something like, well, why would they be lying? Do we suddenly have a problem with lying employees over at the restaurant? Her response was, no, more like on your side of the family. And I had to stop for a second, because I wasn't exactly sure what the hell she was talking about. What? I asked. She says, you heard me. We get nothing but lies from your side of the family. I mean, hell, your mama is one of the biggest liars I ever met.
Ouch.
I remember her. It was like being punched in the gut.
Did you let her have it?
All I could say to her was, ah, fuck you, bitch. You know how she responded? She smiled and said, well, Raymond, you know, one day we'll look back and realize that's the truth. We had one of the biggest knockdown, drag-out fights you've ever seen. We both said some things. Boy, did we say some things. I'll never forget, just my dad came walking in. I remember yelling, and you know what? Why don't you take this lovely dinner that you spent the whole day preparing and shove it up your ass? Then I walked out.
Wowza.
Wow's is right.
Well, I think you ruined that birthday party.
Yeah, I think so. But I wasn't going to sit by and play the nice younger brother while she talked trash about my mom.
As you shouldn't.
My mom had done a lot for both those girls while they were growing up. More than they ever deserved. While their mom was off acting, my mom was there.
People don't talk about somebody's mama unless they're looking for a fight. She was mad at you for something, and she drew you right in. Well, why do you think she was itching for a fight?
I don't know. I really don't care. Look, growing up, we had our share of spats. She was such a spoiled monster, got everything she ever wanted from our father. As we got older, fights just got worse and worse.
And you weren't?
I wasn't what?
You weren't spoiled by your father, too?
No. Pappy didn't exactly spoil me. That honor was reserved for his first two brats. What?
Nothing. Well, maybe your sister just didn't like sharing her daddy with her pesky younger half-brother on her birthday. At age 30, well, that's a little creepy, but...
Whatever the reason. Since that fight, we don't talk anymore. And any civility that was ever between us is now gone, come. You ready for another drink, Miss Jeannie?
Oh, absolutely. And don't be so stingy with the vodka.
Lights fade on Frank's house. Scene 3. A little bit of light comes up on Lori's kitchen. It's nighttime, late. After a moment, Frank comes into the kitchen carrying a pile of sheets. He is naked from the waist down, wearing his slippers, carrying a bundle of sheets. He throws all the sheets into a hamper on the far side of the kitchen. He opens a few cupboards, searching for fresh sheets. He finds some and pulls them out. He sets them on the table and looks around for a moment. He turns on the radio low and he starts to rummage through a few other cabinets until he finds a bag of cookies.
What the hell?
Whoa!
Jesus, Dad, what are you... Cover yourself!
I'm eating cookies. What does it look like? You scared the hell out of me.
2 a.m. in the morning, Dad.
Well, you want to give me a heart attack? What you sneaking up on me for?
You? You want to give me a heart attack. The last thing I want is to see your thing hanging out in the kitchen in the middle of the night.
Well, I'm just eating cookies. Go back to bed.
You need to get some clothes on, mister. I have a 7-year-old living in this house and you're streaking around like some California nudist.
Look, I had to get up and I stopped in the kitchen to get some cookies. It's no big deal. Turn off the light and go back to sleep.
And leave you running around the house naked? What if Amber had woken up to get a glass of water or something? This is disgusting.
I don't know why you're making a big deal out of this. I was getting some fresh sheets and I stopped to get some cookies. I like to eat cookies in the middle of the night. So what?
Naked? You like to hang out and eat cookies naked in the middle of the night?
Well, it's not a prerequisite for eating cookies. I don't have to be naked, but yes, normally that's how I eat my late night cookies, naked.
This will not stand. Not in this household. You keep your clothes on here. You understand me? This is not Raymond's brothel.
Calm down. You said make yourself at home. Well, I'm making myself at home.
Take your cookies and get in your room.
Okay, calm down.
Let's
problem making it through the night sometimes.
This is getting a little old, Dad. I invited you to come live with us, but I certainly didn't sign on for washing your urine sheets every day. And I surely didn't sign on for you streaking around the house every night.
But not every night, it's just sometimes.
You've been here 3 weeks, Dad, and I've probably washed your sheets 20 times. That's practically every night that you're wet in your bed.
You're exaggerating.
And does that mean you've been up every night running naked around the house eating cookies?
Like I said, it's not every night. You were out of cookies last week, so I had to make some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
You've got to be kidding me. Well, now I know why I keep running out of cookies. This is not going to stand. You need to keep your clothes on, and you need to stay your ass in bed at night.
If I need to change my sheets, then I need to change my sheets. I'm not asking you to wake up and change them for me. I can do it myself.
Dad, it's obviously time for some changes.
What are you talking about?
Diapers, Dad. I'm talking about diapers.
Diapers?
That's right, diapers. Starting tomorrow, you will start wearing the pins.
What?
And you heard me. I'm not washing your sheets every day, and you're not running around the house naked every night. That means diapers.
Well, I ain't wearing no goddamn diapers.
Oh, yes, you will.
Oh, not in this lifetime.
Dad.
Forget it.
Mister, if you want to live in my house, you will be responsible and clean, and you will start wearing diapers.
You can't go to hell. My diapers is for babies. Don't you start treating me like a baby.
I'm not waking up every night in the middle of the night to check to see if you're naked running through the house eating cookies.
I'm a man. Men don't wear diapers. If you go buying diapers, well, you can wear them yourself, because I sure the hell ain't going to wear them.
You like exposing yourself? You like flashing yourself to women and girls? Is that it? It's offensive and it's immoral.
No diapers.
I don't think you understand. I ain't asking you. I'm telling you. Starting tomorrow, diapers. No midnight nudity. And stop eating my goddamn cookies.
I won't do it. You can send me back to New Orleans, but I ain't wearing no diapers.
Ungrateful shit. I'll take you in. I'll help you. I'll take care of you. Are you listening to me? I saved your ass from being put in a nursing home. While you are here in my house, you will do what I tell you. You understand me?
Lights fade. Scene 4. Lori's kitchen. It's daytime. She's at the table sorting through bills. Frank comes into the room. He's obviously wearing Depends. They're sticking out the top of his pants, and his shirt is half tucked into them.
What you working on?
Bills.
Where's Amber? Haven't seen her all morning.
Dad, she's at camp. I told you that you weren't going to see her much this month.
Right.
You're getting more forgetful.
No, I'm not. I just didn't remember for a minute.
Sure, Daddy.
They say Chicago has some of the most beautiful parks around. Let's go for a walk in the park today. Get some fresh air.
Daddy, it's a little hot for a walk today. Let's do it some other day.
I really want to go out. I mean, we never go out, only to the damn doctors. I like to go places, to the movies or something.
I'm trying to work on the bills. If it cools down this weekend, you, Amber, and I can go to the park on Saturday and have a picnic, okay?
Okay, baby, I'm a man in waiting.
What are you doing?
You're listening to music.
Oh, Daddy, I have work to do.
Well, you need any help?
Well, as a matter of fact, I do need your help. But first, turn that noise off.
Noise? That's Count Basie. Count Basie ain't noise.
Dad.
Come on. Oh, we can do the bills with a little bit of music on in the background.
I can't hear myself think. Okay. We've got over 15 bills to pay here. I filled out your checks. You just need to sign them.
You filled out my checks for me?
I'm just trying to be helpful. You are living here now, aren't you? You're part of this family and you're chipping in.
Holy crap. $216 for gas and electric? Well, how can it be that much?
It is what it is, and you have to contribute your part.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm dividing the bill 3 ways.
What?
Well, so you, me, and Amber, we can each pay our share.
You want to divide this bill 3 ways.
Well, you said we was sharing.
Amber is 7 years old, Dad.
Okay, you're her mama, you should pay her part. Unless you want to take it out of her allowance, that's your own business.
What?
Well, you know, it's never too soon to teach kids the value of money.
Dad, sign the check. You pay this month, I'll pay next month. Agreed?
And Amber?
Stop being ridiculous. Sign the check.
Who is Keith McDonald?
Well, he's a friend of mine who did some work on the house.
$2,000? Well, what kind of work did he do?
Work. He did work on the house.
Well, I know I'm having some memory problems, but I'm pretty sure that nobody did no work on this house since I've been here.
Work was done right before you came, all right? Just sign the check.
There's no way I'm signing this check. There's only so much money in my personal checking account. We keep writing big checks like this, and there ain't gonna be nothing left.
Well, that is actually a very good point. I think you're right. We shouldn't be writing all these checks on your personal account. If anything, you should be having these bills taken out of your trust. Well, they are part of your living expenses.
Not my trust is in New Orleans. I don't have that check.
Well, let's move it to a bank up here. You are living here now, aren't you? It's best to have your money available when you need it.
I'm doing all that.
Oh, Dad, it's not a big deal. We'll just call up my lawyer here in Chicago and make it happen.
I mean, I don't want to move my trust. I need my money waiting for me in New Orleans when I go home.
Daddy, what are you talking about? This is your home now. You live with me and Amber.
I don't know what you've been smoking. My home is in New Orleans, me and my dependents. Well, we'll be eventually making our way south.
Well, I quit a full-time job to take care of you, and now you're gonna waffle on me?
And who told you to quit your job? Sure wasn't me.
Daddy, you just got out of a bad situation, and I'm not letting you go waltzing back into the lion's den, but you're not safe down there, and you know it.
I think you're being a little bit overly dramatic, honey. You must get that from your mama.
Daddy, you just don't get it, do you? Raymond is not going to let you live your life. If you go back to New Orleans, you are a fool. I'm just a little stressed today, okay? I'm sorry. I love you, Daddy. You know I do.
Well, I know you do, and I love you too, baby. But you ain't moving my trust here, and I'm still going home to New Orleans.
All right, Daddy. You know what? Let's take a little break from paying the bills and all this New Orleans BS, okay? Can we talk about pleasant things for a while?
Well, I'm all for that.
Would you like some Coke?
Well, sure. I'll take some Coke. No ice.
It's 1 o'clock. It's time for your pills anyway. You know, my mama called yesterday.
While they are talking, she opens his normal pill box of meds and sets them on the counter. Then she reaches up into the cupboard and pulls out a different jar of medication. She takes out a bill and puts it into his pill box. She glances at him a few times while doing this.
What? Well, why didn't you tell me you talked to her?
I don't know. It was a quick call, and then she had to go.
Well, how's she doing? She asked about me?
She's fine. Of course she asked about you. She wanted to know how you were doing, how was your health, and if you were enjoying time with your grandbaby. Open your hand.
She empties the pills out of the pill box into his hand.
What's she up to? She's still in Los Angeles?
Well, she's just finishing up a part-time modeling job this month.
Was she coming to visit or what? You know I'd love to see that woman.
I think she'd love to see you too. But I don't know. You're talking about going back to New Orleans now, leaving me and your grandbaby. Why should she come all the way here if you're going back to New Orleans?
Well, it's not like I'm leaving tomorrow. I can stay for a couple more weeks.
A couple more weeks.
Well, sure. I'd love to have a little visit and spend some quality time together.
Always the playboy. She may visit for a few days, but if she does, you better behave yourself in this house, you hear?
Well, if you're going to be all puritanical, we can go on a road trip or something. Take a drive down to Florida again. When we were together, that was our favorite place to go for a hideaway. Well, we'd pack the car and drive to all night to Pensacola. Nothing like a weekend getaway.
What the hell are you talking about? You think you and my mom are going for a joyride to Florida? Daddy, you are losing your mind. You can't even drive anymore. And I'm sure that's not the only thing you can't do.
You think I can't drive?
Daddy, don't be ridiculous. You haven't driven in 2 years, and you surely aren't starting now.
Oh, I can drive. I could drive as far as Florida if I wanted to, with beaches. But Raymond just won't let me. He just won't let me.
Whoa, sit back down. You need to relax, Daddy.
Oh, I can drive to Florida. I can drive to Florida. Raymond, you won't let me. But I can. I'm in charge, Raymond. You can't tell me what to do. I'm in charge. Your sister, you can't, no.
Relax, Daddy. You need to get some rest now.
Florida.
She picks up his hand and puts a pen into it.
Daddy, I'm gonna stay at home and take care of you, okay? Just like we originally agreed. You need my help.
She guides his hand as he signs a check.
When I was growing, you were always there for me, Daddy. Well, now it's my turn to be there for you. To look out for you and to protect you. You need me now. God knows you need me.
His eyes close and he starts to snore and is out cold in the chair.
You've got a beautiful house here to live in, and people who love you, really love you. Amber and me, we're going to take very good care of you. You're going to be happy, Daddy. You'll see. Drive to Florida.
She shakes her head, then walks out of the kitchen. After a few moments, Frank begins to stir.
Florida. Peaches, I miss you.
He starts to cry a bit.
I'm in charge.
He opens his eyes and looks around the room, a bit in a haze. Frank looks down at the pen sticking out of his pants.
The hell with these. I'm a man and these are bullshit.
He reaches down and pulls them off and out of his pants and throws them across the kitchen. Frank looks on the counter and sees the keys to Laurie's car. He picks them up and looks at them. He then stumbles to the door and outside. We hear a car motor start and drive off. Lights go down. Scene 5, Laurie's kitchen. She is smoking and pacing in the kitchen. Just then, there's a knock at the door. Good evening, Mrs. Marnier.
Did you find him? Where is he?
I've got your father in the car outside. He's okay, just a little shaken up.
What happened? I was so worried. Where did you find him?
I'm sorry to say your father was involved in an accident.
Oh, God. But he's okay.
Yes, ma'am. He wasn't driving very fast when he hit a building.
Building?
Yes, about 4 miles from here, he crashed into the side of a Popeye's fried chicken restaurant. Apparently, he was trying to go through the drive-thru, but cut the wheel too sharp, plowed into the lobby.
Was anybody hurt?
Luckily, nobody was hurt, but it was a close one. There were people sitting in the lobby eating chicken. They got quite the shock.
And my father, are you sure?
He's fine. Just relax, Miss Marnier.
I'm so sorry, officer. The last time I saw him, he was napping and then he was gone. He hasn't driven in over 2 years. You can imagine how crazed I was when I found my car was missing.
I can imagine, Ms. Marnier. As I said, he's a bit shaken up, and he also seems rather upset that he won't be taking his trip.
Trip? What are you talking about?
Well, he stopped at Popeye's to get some chicken for the road. It seems he was headed to Florida, but didn't quite make it to the interstate.
Florida?
I've written up the details in my accident report and taken statements from some witnesses.
Officer, as you can see, my father's dementia has gotten worse since you were last here. There's no trip planned to Florida. He doesn't even know anyone in Florida. I appreciate all your help, Sheriff.
No problem, ma'am. I'm just happy that your father is okay and that no one was hurt. In the future, keep your car keys someplace out of reach. With a senior around that still wants to drive, it's very important not to leave your keys just sitting around. You understand?
Yes, officer.
Just to let you know, a copy of this report will also need to go to Adult Protective Services. I'm sure they'll want to discuss the incident with you further.
Oh, I understand. And I appreciate your help, Sheriff.
Let me get your father out of the car. The deputy sheriff steps outside. Lori begins to panic a bit when she picks up the phone and dials a number.
Dr. Phillips, please. Thank you. Doctor, this is Lori Marnier calling about my father again. Yes, I know we just spoke yesterday. Look, Doctor, I've been warning you for a month that his dementia was worsening, and you know it has. Well, first he was running around naked at night. Now something more serious has finally happened. Frank took the keys to my car and he tried to drive. Yes, drive. Well, he drove about 10 miles and then crashed into a building. And apparently he almost ran over some people too. Some children. He's out of control, Doctor. And a hazard to himself and possibly to his family. Well, given that he slipped so far, we have to think about putting him in some sort of facility. Look, do you really want to be liable if something happens again, Doctor? Well, how many incidents do we have to have? I understand. I really hate to do this too, but I really don't see any other option. I have to protect my father and my family. Well, the police officer has a full accident report as to what happened. Guardianship? Okay. Well, so it's a place where he can be assessed and cared for? That sounds great. And it's a secure facility. Perfect. If you can arrange it, I'll come by and sign the papers this afternoon and I'll bring them there today.
The door opens and the sheriff is bringing Frank in. Frank has a box of Popeye's fried chicken with him. He's eating a drumstick.
Thanks for all the help, Doctor. I really do appreciate it. Okay, thank you so much, Doctor.
She hangs up the phone. Okay, Mr. Marnier, watch your step. Easy does it. Let's get you over here into a chair.
I'm fine.
Yes, sir, you are, but you seem a little bit woozy. There you go, Mr. Marnier. You're all set.
Thank you so much, Sheriff. You are a godsend. You have no idea how worried I was.
Well, you don't need to worry about me. I'm fine on my own, and I think I've shown that I can drive, too. They just don't know how to build a decent drive-through up here.
Oh, that was the problem.
Well, they made that damn Popeye drive-through too small. Well, how the hell is somebody supposed to get a Lincoln through that drive-through that's that small? Well, lucky I don't sue them for endangering my life.
Sheriff, thanks again for bringing him home and not to jail.
No problem, Ms. Marnier. Mr. Marnier, you take care now, you hear? And don't try driving again. You got lucky this time, but With so many kids playing in the neighborhood, you might not be so lucky next time.
Thanks, Sheriff.
Goodbye now.
You know, if that sheriff is right, what would happen if Amber had been outside playing with friends? You could have run over your own grandbaby. But no, you don't think about those kinds of things. You only think about yourself.
I don't know what happened. I just remember there was this trip to Florida and I saw Popeyes.
You want to hurt people, Frank? You want to run over your own grandbaby?
Well, no, I was just...
You could have run over your own grandbaby, you son of a bitch.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt anybody. I don't like being in this house all the time.
Well, you won't have to worry about that anymore. You won't be living with us anymore.
What do you mean?
Given your little stump today, it is now obvious to everyone that you're a danger to yourself and the people around you. You need help, Daddy, and I'm going to get you the help you need. I've spoken to your doctor, and he now sees that your dementia has gotten worse. He agreed that you need a guardian, and I'm in.
What?
It's a done deal. I'm signing the paperwork this afternoon.
That's impossible. I'm fine. I don't need no damn guardian. You can't do this.
It's already due. The doctors agreed that you need special care and assessment immediately. We've arranged for you to spend some time in a facility close by.
Well, you can't. You ain't sending me to no nursing home. You're just like Raymond. I won't stay there. I'll take a cab to the airport and I'll be
No, Daddy. You see, it's a secure facility. The people that are committed there for assessment aren't allowed to leave. So you won't be going anywhere. Now I'm going to pack a bag for you with some clothes. If there's anything special that you want me to pack, let me know.
She starts to leave the room. Frank gets up and starts to hobble his way out for the door leading outside. Lori intervenes.
Oh, no, you don't. We're not quite ready to leave yet, Daddy. I still have to pack your bag. Sit your ass there and behave. We're leaving in 5 minutes.
She walks out of the room. After a moment, he gets up and reaches for the phone. He dials.
Raymond speaking.
Raymond, you gotta help me.
Pappy? Is that you?
Raymond, please, you gotta help me.
What's wrong, Dad? What's happening?
I don't know. She's putting me in the nursing home. She got guardianship and she's putting me in the home.
Slow down, Dad. Who the hell gave her guardianship? It's impossible. I spoke to Adult Protective Services 2 days ago, and that bastard assured me that everything was all right.
Raymond, I'm scared. She says it's a secure facility and they won't
Who
let
the
me
hell are you
go.
talking to? Get off that phone.
Dad? Dad? Are you there, Dad? Dad?
The lights slowly fade on Raymond until complete darkness. End of Act 2.